Welcome to Happy Professional Training. If you're preparing for a Java interview, you're in the right place. Together, we'll go through 15 of the most commonly asked questions and discuss sample answers that can help you feel prepared and confident. Let's start with an easy but very common one. What are the main features of Java? Java is object oriented, which means it's built around classes and objects. It's platform independent, so you can write code once and run it anywhere using the Java virtual machine. It's also simple and secure, making it beginner friendly, but at the same time safe for enterprise applications. Java is robust and high performance. That includes features like automatic memory management. And finally, it's multi threaded and portable, which means it supports multitasking and works consistently across different operating systems. Simple enough, right? Let's move on to the next question that often confuses people. What's the difference between JDK, JRE, and JVM? The Java Virtual Machine or JVM is what actually runs your Java programs. The Java Runtime Environment or JRE includes the JVM plus the libraries needed to run Java code. The Java Development Kit or JDK includes the JRE plus developmental tools like the compiler so you can actually write and build programs. In short, JVM runs Java, JRE lets you run it smoothly, and JDK is what you need to develop applications. Alright, now that we have cleared that up, let's talk about how Java manages memory. This one's important, especially if you're applying for backend or high performance roles. Can you explain the Java memory model? In Java, objects are stored in the heap. Method calls and local variables go into the stack. The method area holds class level information and static variables. The program counter register keeps track of the current instructions being executed. And finally, the native method stack is used when Java interacts with non Java code like native system libraries. Next question. What is the difference between double equals and dot equals method in Java? Double equals check if two references point to this exact same object in memory. Dot equals method, on the other hand, compares the actual content of the objects. For example, two strings with the same value might return false with double equals, but true with dot equals method because they're different objects with the same content. Next, what's the difference between final, finally, and finalize method? Final is used to declare constants, prevent method overriding, or stop inheritance. Finally is used in exception handling. It's a block that always runs after try catch. Finalize is a method called by the garbage collector before deleting an object, though it's now deprecated. Okay, now let's talk about object oriented concepts. You might ask a question: what is inheritance and what types does Java support? Inheritance lets one class use the properties and methods of another. Java supports single inheritance, multi-level inheritance, and hierarchical inheritance. Multiple inheritance isn't allowed with classes, but you can achieve it using interfaces. Speaking of interfaces, that leads to our next question: abstract class versus interface. Abstract classes can have both abstract and concrete methods. Interfaces originally only had abstract methods, but since Java 8, they can also have default and static methods. You typically use an abstract class when you want shared base functionality and interfaces when you want to enforce a contract across unrelated classes. Now, let's talk about polymorphism, another core concept. What is polymorphism in Java? Polymorphism means many forms. It can happen at compile time through method overloading, where you have multiple methods with same name but different parameters, or at runtime through method overriding, where a subclass provides its own implementation of a method from its parent class. Now, let's talk about encapsulation. What is encapsulation and how is it implemented? Encapsulation means wrapping data and methods into a single unit. You do this by keeping variables private and using public getters and setters to control how they are accessed and updated. Next question, array list versus linked list. An array list uses a dynamic array and is faster for reading elements by index. A linked list uses a doubly linked list and is better for inserting or deleting elements frequently. So pick array list for access heavy tasks and linked list for modifications. Now let's discuss about something equally important, handling errors in your code. How does exception handling work? Exception handling uses try, catch and finally blocks. You write risky code inside try, catch the exceptions if they occur, and use finally to run cleanup code regardless. Java also has checked exceptions which must be handled and unchecked exceptions which occur at runtime. Next question, what are threads and how is multi-threading achieved? A thread is a lightweight process. In Java, you can create threads by extending the thread class, implementing runnable, or using the executor service framework for managing thread pools. Threads keep your apps responsive and efficient. But with threads comes a new challenge, which is synchronization. Let's talk about that next. What is synchronization? Synchronization ensures that only one thread can access a resource at a time, preventing race conditions. You can use the synchronized keyword or lock from the concurrency library. Synchronization is critical for avoiding conflicts in multi-threaded programs. Next question, how does garbage collection work? Garbage collection removes unused objects automatically. The JVM uses algorithms like Mark and Sweet to do this. While you can request garbage collection with system.gc method, it's ultimately up to the JVM. Know that garbage collection keeps your app's memory efficient. The last question that you might be asked is common design patterns in Java. Some commonly used patterns are singleton, which ensures only one instance of a class, factory, which handles object creation, and observer, which lets objects react to changes in another object. Others include decorator, strategy, and MVC. Here's what I would recommend. Watch this video again if you need to. Practice explaining these answers out loud and even write small code examples for each. The more you practice, the more confident you will feel. All the best in your interview preparations, and I'll see you in the next one.